For every group of people, there are two words that immediately strike fear into their hearts, like malpractice lawsuit for doctors or podcast equipment for women with boyfriends. For drivers, no two words strike more fear into their hearts than congestion pricing. The mere mention of it will have them picking up pitchforks, storming City Hall, and demanding the mayor's head on a spike. But is congestion pricing really all that scary? If left alone, most cities would be overtaken by rats and traffic. But while we don't have enough chef hats and aspiring culinary rodents to solve the rat problem, there is a solution for the traffic. This is where congestion pricing comes in. The idea is simple. If you put an entry charge on parts of the city that usually have crowded roads, it will ease traffic. It's like a cover fee for a popular nightclub, minus the menacing bouncer who's definitely killed a guy or two. The part of the city the congestion charge affects is called the congestion zone, which does kind of sound like having part of your nasal cavity clogged with thick, sludgy phlegm. Sorry for that visual. Drivers would have to pay a congestion charge if they want to enter the congestion zone during peak times, and since most drivers would rather die than pay up, traffic congestion in the congestion zone is eased. As a bonus, the city gets revenue from the congestion charge to fund things like public transit and to cover Manhattan in grassy tram tracks. Okay, maybe that last one was my idea. This may sound a lot like run-of-the-mill toll roads, and you might be thinking, well, I've been on a toll road and it still had traffic congestion. But what makes congestion pricing different from toll roads is that the goal of congestion pricing is primarily to reduce traffic congestion, not to serve as a last-ditch bake sale to save a crumbling highway. Congestion zones have performance targets for speed, and the price can even be raised or lowered to achieve the desired traffic flow rate. And while some congestion pricing plans make revenue the big selling point, in practice the revenue is still just a bonus. Congestion pricing is not the money-making pyramid scheme some opponents make it out to be. Recently, a showdown has been taking place between supporters of America's first implemented congestion pricing in New York City and people who are apparently really into traffic. In a scathing op-ed for the Jersey City Times, council president and only fashionable person in New Jersey, Joyce Waterman, ripped into the New York City congestion pricing plan as nothing short of an economic assault on working-class commuters. However, a study done by the Community Service Society, an anti-poverty group whose name does unfortunately sound a lot like a suspicious front business, showed that the New York City congestion pricing model would benefit working-class commuters by a margin of 50-1. The program also offers discounted rates for low-income commuters, and these people also stand to benefit from the improved public transportation infrastructure, reducing the anxiety of sending that running late text to your boss for the third time this week that usually comes with commuting in New York City. Since being implemented in January, the New York City congestion pricing program has proven to be very successful, reducing overall traffic and travel times almost 20%. Less traffic also means quieter streets, drastically reducing the amount of time you ask your friend to repeat themselves because someone in traffic was blaring their horn. The program also generated over $50 million in the first month, on track to raise $600 million by the end of the year. Much of this money will go towards improvements for the MTA, like new stations, accessibility infrastructure, and signal improvements. The downside is that you can kiss goodbye to the old "my train was running late" excuse when you just didn't leave the house on time. Stepping away from the recent American politics, something we all wish we could do more of, congestion pricing has been a net positive everywhere it has been introduced. Take Stockholm, for example. In the early 2000s, right before the introduction of congestion pricing, almost 70% of people were against the idea. But after it successfully curbed traffic and improved public transit, public opinion flipped, like a svenska pannkakor, with nearly 70% of people in favor. People might hate the idea of congestion pricing, but they love it when they try it. Driving into the center of Stockholm will cost you 15 to 45 kroner depending on the time of day, which is a couple of bucks. Pretty low considering you can't even get a decent pint of beer in Stockholm for less than 75 kroner. Congestion pricing also leads to big savings for businesses, a reduction in pollution, and even better response times for emergency vehicles. Meaning not only will the kittens and trees be saved faster, they might even be fast enough to arrest the maniac who keeps putting them there. I think we can all agree that sitting in standstill traffic just to drive a few blocks during rush hour is a horrible way to start and end the day, so anything to ease the congestion while also funding infrastructure is actually good for our cities, well, unless you have a traffic king. And with all that time you save not sitting in traffic, why not check out the next episode of I Love the City, which is, as always, available early on Nebula. Link in the doobly-doo.